Hello everybody, welcome to West DC's Community College cooking class, and today we're going to be making onigiri. And it's pretty simple to make the balls itself, just rice and sheet seaweed with oil being used to stop it from sticking to the mold, but I'm going to go over how to make the fillings as well. We're going to be making a seaweed filling like kombu, the kelp, and we're going to be making a bonito filling, which is the fish flakes. Remember to clean them paws before you get in the kitchen, guys. And the bonito filling is really simple. It's basically just soy sauce and fish flakes. And you're going to want to try and stir them together until there's not any sauce left in the bowl. The bonito is very fishy and salty by nature, so it's going to absorb all of that soy sauce really easily. So you're going to put a little bit in there, mix it up, and you'll be like, wait a minute, it's like not that brown and all the soy sauce is gone. So keep adding it until until it can't absorb it anymore, basically. And I'm going to be going over a few tips when working with knives in the kitchen. Now, when you're sharpening a knife, you're going to want to do it as a steep angle to get it sharper, because if it's too shallow of an angle, like 45 degrees or more, then you're probably doing more harm than good and dulling your knife. So on the cheap Amazon whetstones like this, you're going to want to start on the blue side and then work your way over to the white. Usually I pass each side of the knife at a shallow angle about 10 to 13 times, depending on how dull it was before I started. It's very important that you also have a stand for these whetstones, because you don't want it like flopping all over the place. And it's called whetstone for a reason. You're going to want to get a bath of water ready and then keep the stone submerged in the bath of water until bubbles stop coming out of it, because it's very porous. So when it absorbs the water, it loses that porous quality, and then all the bubbles will stop coming out of the whetstone, and that's how you know it's ready to use. Yep, going ahead and flipping it to the white side to finish up the edge right here. And after you're done with the whetstone, there is a tool you're going to want to use that a lot of people mistake for a sharpener. It doesn't actually sharpen the knife. Its only purpose is to remove the burrs that form when you sharpen a knife. And this is called a honing rod. It comes with a lot of knife sets. It's that like long metal stick. You're just going to want to pass it over a few times just to get rid of the burrs on your knife so it still cuts cleanly. Alright, and I'm going to be going over another knife tip. It's basically a method of cutting called the claw. And what you're going to want to do is, instead of putting your index finger on the spine of the blade where it's dull, you're going to pinch the blade itself. This gives you better control and helps you when you're cutting very fine things or cutting a lot of things, because your hand's not going to get as tired and you're going to have a lot more control when you're cutting. And for your other hand, the one that's guiding whatever you're cutting, you're going to want to curl your knuckles in and have your thumb behind your knuckles, so your second or third knuckle is out further than the rest of your hand. This kind of prevents you from cutting yourself. So it's a very important tip to have if you work in a kitchen, or even if you're just a home cook. It's a really good technique to have when you're cutting vegetables or meats or anything really, especially fine slippery stuff like this kombu. So what you're going to want to do after you have it all boiled and cut is you're going to want to put it in a mixture of honey, soy sauce, and mirin, and just let it come to a boil until it thickens. And this is the secret ingredient I was talking about when making onigiri. To stop it from clumping, just put some oil in the mold and it'll help it all come out nicely. Now for the kombu that you see me using here, the season came out great, but you're going to want to cook it for a pretty long time. Think of it like a potato. You're going to want to keep it boiling before you even put it in the sauce for like 15 to 20 minutes and then finish it for another 5 in the sauce. Don't pull it out too early, because it's going to be really chewy. Yeah, it's going to be toothsome. Like, it's not chewy, it's just hard. So it's not really a fun texture, but when you boil it enough, it becomes really soft, almost like a potato. A little bit firmer, but still kind of same consistency. And when you're making onigiri for like lunch or like to store, you're not going to want to make it this way. You're going to want to wrap the rice in the filling with saran wrap and then put the seaweed outside of it. That way the seaweed stays crispy, and then when you take the rice out of the saran wrap, it's already formed. So you just take it out of the saran wrap, wrap it with seaweed, and you're good to go. Because if you make it like this and store it, what's going to happen is the seaweed is going to get soft because it's going to absorb all the moisture, and then the rice is going to get hard because it lost all its moisture, and it's just not a good experience. So if you're planning on meal prepping with onigiri, please put some saran wrap over the rice and filling. There's 2 ways you could do that. Either you can form it like I'm doing here and then just wrap it in saran wrap, put the seaweed over it, put it in a sandwich bag, and you're good to go. Or you can put saran wrap in the bottom of your mold, form it like regular, push it down, seal it up on top, and then put the seaweed around it. And that's another little trick I just showed you here while I was talking. You're gonna want when you're making it fresh. Let me preface this with that. When you're making it fresh and you want it to stay together, put a little grain of rice, a couple grains of rice, on the end of the piece of sheet seaweed that you're putting around your onigiri in order to have it stay together and still hold its form with the seaweed around it. I know you guys just saw that mishap. I thought I edited it out. That's why I kind of got silent. I did drop some chopsticks, but it's all good. You know, nothing a quick visit to the sink won't fix. So yeah, this is the last couple of onigiri I'm making. It's the same for either filling, by the way. Just dent a little hole in the middle and then fill it with the filling. Put the rest of the rice, press the mold, and then you're good to go. So don't need to worry about any special filling techniques. Every filling that I've ever done, it's pretty much the same. Just put a little bit of rice, put a little indent in the middle, and then after that, you're going to want to put it with the filling and then finish up your roll, or ball, I guess. Alright, thank you guys for watching. This has been how to make onigiri with West Easy in West Easy's community college cooking class. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your day, alright? Like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what I should make next. More Asian food, or you guys want to see something different? Alright, thank you, bye-bye.